The brutal summer of Japan has started, so I'm happy to find something fun to do indoors, like the Sailor Moon Museum. I threw on my Chibiusa pink shoes and went to take a look. Sailor Moon's always been something I've loved, and I'm happy to see I'm not alone, just judging by the amount of people coming in and out of this museum today. There's a whole bunch of these little explanation boards. I'm going to do translations and put them up as shorts later, so check that out if you're interested. I love the art they did for the museum. I want this in my house. It's absolutely gorgeous. This room was interesting. They had replicas of everybody's weapon. I have to say I was actually really impressed. The quality was amazing on each one. Especially Pluto and Saturn's. A lot bigger than I thought they'd be. So this area is the Sailor Guardian story, and it's got, I would say, selected story panels from each saga from the manga. Just one of those showing off probably the most famous panels from each era of the manga. It is very interesting to see how her art was very simplistic when it started, without very many backgrounds, and that's the backgrounds are something that seemingly were sparse throughout the manga, but when she did include them, they were amazing, and her art got very detailed. It's beautiful. This is the collection for the animation series. They have each one, so Sailor Moon, and it has all of the different character outfits and poses and things like that, and a little explanation of the season. They did the same thing for R. Little storyboards. It's neat to see how it was all planned. I've never worked on anything like this. It's interesting. They did the same thing for S, as well as Super S. Super S had a little bit more promotional art, which is adorable. And finally, Sailor Stars. I didn't watch the series until way later. The remake, Crystal, the first 3 seasons that were, I believe, on streaming. And then the 2 movies, Eternal. And the final movie, Cosmos. I thoroughly enjoyed the remake. I know some people didn't like it. I thought it was great. So this is the goods collection area. This is all the toys and things that they made for the series. Not everything that they ever made, that would be insane, but Luna's dress. That's so pretty. You gotta love that brooch. It's neat to see something that I've seen in animation so many times brought to life so professionally. And these are some things you would find in game centers a long time ago. It's neat to see it so well preserved, considering how old it is. So these are a lot of the toys that were available at the time. Different cool little things. I have no embarrassment saying I have that entire card set from when it was released. As well as a lot of these figures. Never that one though, I wanted that one. I can never find it for a good price. It's fun to see all the different figures. I didn't even know some of these existed. The stuffed animal versions, and some of the more random things. It was cute. There was a group of women that were all talking about how much they wanted the compacts and brooches, but they were insanely expensive at the time. Gotta love Luna and Artemis. So this is the stage collection from the stage shows. I loved the stage shows. These were so cool. I really enjoyed the music and pretty much everything about them. They're a little bit cheesy, but I mean, come on. What are you expecting? It was cool to see some of the outfits from the ones that I had actually seen. I was surprised at how small they were. And it's not made out of the material I thought it would be, but I guess you got to be able to move around and do a lot of action in it, so it couldn't be too easy to fall apart. They're still doing these stage shows now with the Nogizaka girls. It's cool. This is a lot of the Nakayoshi and kind of weekly covers that were done for Sailor Moon. And these are all the things that you could get for free in the magazines. I thought these were inserts. As long as I've been living in Japan, they've always had inserts. But now, then they had a stamp system. You would collect a certain amount and you would send off for a little prize. There were calendars and notebooks, toys, and collectibles. Some of this actually has unique artwork on it as well. It's interesting to see some of this stuff because this is out of all of the collectibles, I'm pretty sure this is the most scarce. There was a huge area that had a bunch of really cool art, but there were no pictures allowed. There were pictures allowed in the small area after that, though. So that's where these ones come in. And again, I would love to have all these framed in my house. It was a great time. If you find yourself in Nagoya before September, come take a look.